Yeah, let's see how you do under pressure. Yeah, I've been wanting this forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Hey, yeah, ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra, extra. Work with me, you know that I got it.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome in to another episode podcast to talk about our favorite team, a Saturday edition. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate you guys for being here in the chat. Up and foremost, do me a huge favor. Smack up the like button here on your way in. Subscribe to the AZ Sports Fan here on YouTube. We are on the road to 19K. Cannot do it without you guys. Appreciate you guys for being here up and foremost. If you guys have not seen the title of this video, ladies and gentlemen, it's officially happening. The Arizona Cardinals right now are starting to pivot on off their franchise quarterback. Call it what you will, ladies and gentlemen. Some might say that Kyler isn't ready yet. Some might say that it's just because of Kyler Murray's injury. I can read between the lines, and I've been saying this all damn week long. We're now starting to see the Arizona Cardinals start to pivot and maybe start planning a future without their franchise quarterback in Kyler Murray. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Jonathan Gannon did speak today to the media. It's Saturday. We got 2 days away from Monday Night Football versus the Dallas Cowboys, and boy, do we got a lot to talk about today. Let me give a shout out here to the people that are currently in the chat. Whoever has their name, Kyler Murray lover, K1 since day one, Kyler Murray burner, it is now time to change your name, because I think right now this might be a pivotal moment. And I think this is a long time coming, if I'm going to be real with you. It sucks because I'm going to be real. This channel started with Kyler. When this channel started, it's when we drafted Kyler. Now, it wasn't because Kyler. It was just because I had the cojones to finally actually put my thoughts and, in everything out there in the public world of the internet. It just was timing, right? Josh Rosen went out, Kyler went in. So there's a little bit of a bittersweet, this whole situation, because honestly, what I know doing content is it's Kyler. It's Kyler. And it's going to be very, very weird to talk about 2026 when we might see a big shakeup. We absolutely might see a big shakeup, ladies and gentlemen. But let me go ahead and give a shout out here to the people that are currently in the chat. We got a lot of people here, rightfully so. I mean, this is pretty darn big news. Now, Jonathan Gannon did speak earlier this morning. Let me give a quick shout out here to my guy, K1 Prod. What's up, man? Appreciate you. He's got the Kyler Murray profile picture. That probably will change it a little bit if I can be real. The Kingdom in the chat says, I hate how unclear they are about all this. I agree with you. 100% agree. We're just trying to read between the lines, ladies and gentlemen. Carter in the chat says, James TQ, we need Julian Sayin. I was watching him a little earlier this morning. That's why it took me a little bit to actually go live. And actually, I kind of got the news a little late because I was watching Ohio State beating the crap out of Penn State. So I was like, okay, this is what my guy Carter was talking about. He was talking about Julian Sayin. Let me go ahead and take a look into see what this guy has to offer. Like what I've seen so far, but obviously the game's still going on. Have not been able to go ahead and really look at. We got Chef in the chat. We got Evan in the chat. We got Sir Knight. We got Steven in the chat. Edgar in the chat says, my glorious Brissett. Yeah, I mean, take this however you will, ladies and gentlemen. Take this however you will. This is massive news. Now, we're going to go ahead and dive into exactly what we know right now. Now, please keep in mind the actual video of his presser has not been released. All we're going based off of what we're seeing on X and Twitter right now. And shout out to my guy, Tyler Drake of Arizona Sports, for putting in the work, boots on ground. And I'm going to come out here and say it. I don't care that Jonathan Gannon isn't saying it. I'm going to say it. He's benched. He's benched. He's benched. I don't care. He's benched. Let me go ahead and do a real quick sharing of my screen to kind of give you everything that we need or everything that we know right now on what's currently going on in the state of, Jacoby Brissett starting over Kyler, right? All right, let me do a quick sharing of my screen here real quick, and then we will get started. 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. 1 second. Let me go and bring up this sharing of the screen. Here we go. Okay, perfect. Okay, again, shout out to Tyler Drake of Arizona Sports. Here it is. An hour ago, JG hasn't ruled him out completely and could have a backup role for Monday Night Football. Okay, we're starting a little too soon. Okay, let's start off with this. Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray will not start this Monday per head coach Jonathan Gannon. And he's got some reposts, right? Let's read the repost. JG hasn't ruled him out completely and could have a backup role for Monday Night Football. It depends on the next few days. Injured reserve is not currently on the table for Kyler Murray, Jonathan Gannon added. Him not starting is health-based. It's what Jonathan Gannon is saying. It's health-based, right? But we're already going to be, 3 weeks of missing the regular season? You're telling me that he couldn't been on IR. Now I get it. The whole injury situation, a lot of people are really pissed off with this regime because of B.J. Ojulari, the way that they ended up handling the B.J. Ojulari thing. They didn't tell us that it was more than an ACL tear, right? It took B.J. Ojulari to come out and say, yes, it was very nasty what happened to my knee. All this happened and this happened and this happened, right? All these things that we probably could have known. We were flat out calling B.J. Ojulari a bust, and that's actually really unfortunate because this guy was going through everything to try to get back on the field, and he had something else done this year, and they never told us at all. It's crazy. So I get it. The people out there that are really upset with, Jonathan Gannon and this regime and how they're handling, injuries, I agree with you. But here's the truth of the nature, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go and read this one. JG on why Kyler Murray can still be active but not start on Monday Night Football. And he says this, quote, I'm not trying to be coy, but there's a lot of different scenarios that can happen in 2 days that you would make the decision what's best for the player and what's best to be, to that be the case. Weird things have happened outside of your control for 48 hours leading up to the game, and things certainly can change, So that's kind of the reason. So, of course, there it is right there, right? Jonathan Gannon is trying to keep everything, he's trying to make sure he doesn't have a full out. But everything is pointing right now that Jacoby Brissett, and per this initial tweet here from Tyler Drake, that Jacoby Brissett is starting. He's starting. And I almost promise you, if you see videos that's happening in practice right now, Jacoby Brissett most likely is throwing to the ones and twos right now. Guys, it's happening. It's happening before our very eyes right now. And ain't nobody believed me for the past several times, right? Well, there was a few of you guys that did, so I appreciate you guys for being here and obviously sticking through to the channel, because at the end of the day, a lot of people think that I'm just hating or I don't want him to succeed. No, I'm just trying to find solutions for this organization to succeed, right? What's greater for me as a fan of the Arizona Cardinals is what can the Arizona Cardinals do to be better, to be a playoff team. That's what I'm looking forward to. I'm not looking for excuses to give a guy $43+ million to not win his games or even a playoff game, which is what we all wanted in the beginning of the season. Now, those Kyler Murray stands out there, their expectations have changed, right? Their expectations have changed. Oh, well, it's this, it's that, it's this. Ladies and gentlemen, at some point, you got to look in the mirror and say, okay, there needs to be a pivot. And I think that's exactly what this coaching staff is doing right now. They're seeing an opportunity to pivot. Now, does Kyler Murray have a foot injury? Yeah, he probably does. Did he sustain a foot injury during the Titans game? Yeah, he probably did. I'm not coming out here and saying that this is a false injury. No, I'm pretty sure this actually is a real thing. All I'm saying right now is that this probably could have be handled a lot better. It really could have. He probably could have been placed on IR to avoid this whole secrecy, right? Oh, is it Kyler or is it Brissett? Is it Kyler or is it Brissett? Now, the Arizona Cardinals do what they do. Jonathan Gannon does what he does whenever it comes down to these injuries. He's very vague in everything, right? Everything is very vague when it comes down to describing exactly what's going on with our injured players, right? When are they coming back? When is the 21-day window being opened? All these different things, right? But realistically, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already been paying attention to what's going on, it's official. Kyler Murray is benched, and I don't care what Jonathan Gannon says. He is officially benched. And I'm not going to come out here and say that Jacoby Brissett, oh my God, he's going to save the season. He's going to give us 7, 8, 9 wins. And oh my God, we are saved. Oh, our savior's here. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying we're pivoting and trying to focus on what's going to be the future for the Arizona Cardinals in 2026. Whatever the hell Jacoby Brissett does, if he wins in Dallas, if he doesn't win in Dallas, if he wins you 4 or 5 games, I don't think it matters at this point. 2025 is essentially what it is, right? Do you want to finish the season off strong? Well, of course, Jonathan Gannon and his regime wants to finish off the season strong. You cannot say you're going to be a 2-win team and try to keep your job at the end of the season. No, they're doing everything in their power to try to salvage their job. But they could also come out here at the end of the year and say, well, look what the problem was. The problem was right here in front of your guys' very eyes. Let me pick my guy and develop my guy. That's probably how the Arizona Cardinals are going to be approaching this. So for the guys out there that wanted Drew Petzing fired, and the steak forks were out and everybody was trying to jump on that bandwagon, because if you got rid of Petzing, that's what fixed the issue. That's what people were telling me, and that's what people were lying to you about. Because honestly, I was telling you the truth the whole time. It's not just Petzing. Do I not feel like he's the best OC? Of course I don't. Does he have situational things that he could be better at? Of course he does. He's a rookie, or he was a rookie 3 years ago. This is his first real job as an OC, and he's okay. I mean, he's all right. I mean, it is what it is. But he's not the main problem, or he's not the only problem. Let me rephrase that. He's not the only problem as to why this offense was as bad as it was. Let's call it like it is, ladies and gentlemen. Let's call it like it is. Cardinal fans right now are in shambles. Kyler Murray fans right now are in shambles because they cannot seem to grasp that sometimes when it's over, it's over. Sometimes when it's over, ladies and gentlemen. And I think right now we're starting to see that. I think right now we're starting to see the shift of the new regime finally, potentially, if they finish the season off strong, going to be potentially picking their guy. Now, did this take a little too long? Of course it did. It should have happened last year. And that's why I was crying and BSing and complaining all last year. I hate that the Arizona Cardinals take a very long time to make decisions. I hate it, right? And even Jonathan Gannon came out at the end of last year. Remember when he said to Kyler Murray, oh, do you know what the difference between you and these backup quarterback or these quarterbacks in the playoffs? They have a good team around them. Do you remember when Jonathan Gannon said that to Kyler Murray? They got a good team around them. Bro, you gave them the same offense. And what's changed now? What's changed now? I mean, the defense has improved, right? At least on paper, it's improved. But like, it's crazy, man. It's crazy right now that the Arizona Cardinals are in the state of this situation right now. But I mean, let's be real. The Cardinals put themselves in this position. If they drafted a guy like a Shador Sanders, if they drafted a guy in the late rounds, if they put their eggs in a basket of potentially getting a Jackson Dart, they wouldn't be in the situation that they're finding themselves in now. Now, of course, they didn't do all these things, but now, I guess better late than never, right? Better late than never. If their plan is to draft a quarterback, I'm down. I'm absolutely down. If you want to keep Kyler, that's cool. It's up to you. I'm not the one paying him. It's not my dead money. It's not my millions of dollars in the bank that's getting hit. I get it. It's Bidwell's, right? However they decide to do this. But what the Cardinals should do is not put all their eggs in a basket. If they want to try to revive a quarterback out there's career like a Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, if they feel like they can do that, a Daniel Jones, I'm cool with that. But you better bet your bottom dollar you should also draft a quarterback as well. I'm not trying to sit with the quarterback for 2 or 3 years because he's got potential. No, I'm looking for my future. I'm looking for the future of this Arizona Cardinals organization to, be that guy moving forward. That's what I'm looking for. But man, oh man, oh man. We're here. Social media world right now is absolutely going crazy because, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, this might be the end. This might be the end, man. This might be the end of Kyler Murray era. I know some people don't, because people really believe in everything. People really believe in what everything the coaching staff says. And I don't know how to tell you guys, listen, but don't really listen, because obviously we know how smoke screens work, right? We know how their job is to try to get a competitive advantage. That's just the way that the NFL works, right? That's a coaching staff, and that's what they do. So I guess listen to what they're saying, listen to the players and what they're saying, but also have your own interpretation, right? Have your own thought process in this whole situation. what Jonathan Gannon has told us, right? What Jonathan Gannon has told us right now, this morning, is that as of right now, on Saturday, Jacoby Brissett is going to be the starter on Monday Night Football. That's what we know right now, that Jacoby Brissett is going to be the starter on Monday Night Football. The crazy thing to me is that he's not ruling out Kyler. He's not ruling out Kyler one bit. He's coming out here and he said he could have a potential role. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. Kyler can have a potential backup role? That's crazy to me. Dang. All right, let's keep the conversation going. Let's go and read some comments. All right, let's take a look here. We got Back to the Constitution saying Niners win with their third string because of great quarterback play. You're talking about Mac Jones, right? Yeah. I mean, are the Cardinals doing what the 49ers are doing? I don't know. I mean, some might think so. Some might think so. Some might think that Brock Purdy is healthy, or they're trying to be overly cautious with him. Who knows? Maybe the Cardinals are doing the same thing. Who knows? Fred in the chat says, what does a role mean, though? Like what? Exactly. Exactly. We don't know. We don't know. The only thing that I can say right now, like hearing that, right? Hearing that Jonathan Gannon hasn't ruled him out completely and could have a backup role for Monday Night Football, depends on the next few days. You're right. I don't know what that means either. Well, I know what that means, but I don't know what type of role he will have, right? I guess let me clarify. I don't know what type of role he will have. He's not a 6'4" guy that can get you a quarterback sneak. He's not a guy that's going to be able to get you a tush push. He's not a guy that's going to be able to do anything. I mean, maybe he could play at a Wildcat. Maybe the Cardinals can do something like that. Maybe the Cardinals can use him as a Deebo Samuel, a running back out of the backfield. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But what I do know is that the starter will be Jacoby Brissett as of Saturday. And as plain as simple, a backup role. A backup role. So here, oh my goodness. Robert, holy smack. Wow. A $50 donation. Holy mother of everything holy out there. Thank you. This is what we're going to do, buddy. What the heck? Thank you so very much. $50. Can we get some W's in the chat here for my guy Robert? Holy crap. Maybe I should stream on Saturdays more often. He's saying this. All hail Jacoby. Rip Kyler Murray. Yikes. Yikes. We do got a new channel member as well. Welcome Chad Hart to the squad as well. Chad Hart, if you're still in here, thank you so very much for becoming a channel member, Chad Hart. Thank you so very much. Appreciate it. Damn. Wow. I told y'all. Hey, nope. I told y'all something was happening. It's crazy, man. It's crazy the world that we're living in right now. But I'm proud. I'm proud of Jonathan Gannon. I truly am. I'm proud of this regime. I'm proud of Jonathan Gannon. I'm proud of the Arizona Cardinals for making a stand like this. I didn't think they had the cojones to do it. I'm going to be real with you. I've said this multiple weeks. I don't think they had the cojones to do something like this. But congratulations. I'm proud. If there's any saving grace for Jonathan Gannon to keep his job, honestly, this shows me right here that he's got to do what's necessary. This right here shows me if he keeps his job, I'll always come back to this. Well, you benched Kyler. You did what was necessary, right? Or, I'm sorry, you let Kyler Murray's foot heal, but he could have a backup role, right? Appreciate you, right? I don't care what they say. I don't care, man. He's benched. He's benched.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
Nope. Okay. Kyler Murray, unfortunately, right now, or I want to say unfortunately, Kyler Murray, not that guy. And now the organization is now starting to actually focus down on the real. Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Again, Robert, for the $50 donation. Absolutely appreciate it. Thank you so very much. Let's keep it with the chat. We got Ian. Says, proud until we win 4 games next year with the rookie quarterback. I mean, why do you put that bad juju up in the air, though? Why do you put that bad juju up in the air? I mean, haven't we seen rookies? And I get it, we're the Arizona Cardinals, but haven't we seen rookies do really well? Like C.J. Stroud, Jaden Daniels, right? Drake May, right? I know he hasn't had the best rookie year, but he still looked really good, right? Like, why put that bad juju up in the air? Like, Cardinal fan, man. Cardinal fan through and through. If the Cardinals are a 4 or 5 win team next year, but they have a quarterback that you have potential of, because keep in mind as well, guys, how many years did we give Kyler Murray? How many times, how many excuses did I give Kyler Murray? So for the people out there that were my fans and they told me all these things like, oh man, you're the best podcaster out there. I've come to grow that since I've been doing this, I could be told this is the best show out there, but some people are very genuine when they feel like that as me as a person and are very genuine to their words. But there's some people out there that say things like that just because they want me to preach what they've been wanting to preach this whole time. But the moment that I pushed the grain on Kyler Murray in the last 2 or 3 years, people turned on me. People said, oh man, what do you know, right? What do you know? I got this other podcast here that's very positive and say all these different things. Well, guess what? They're damn liars. Guess what? They're damn liars because they were trying to preach to you that Drew Petzing was the issue, and they were trying to willing to throw a guy under the bus and tell you that was the issue. Although we knew damn well what part of the issue was here, and it wasn't all him. I'm talking about it wasn't all Petzing. It wasn't all Kyler either. It wasn't all the offensive line. It's everything. It's everything. It's all these little nuances. So continue to talk about what we're talking about here. If the Cardinals do win 4 games next year with the rookie quarterback, I'm still proud. I'm still proud. I'll still take the little wins that I have. Biggest reason as to why is because they were willing to do it. As simple as that. They were willing to do a move that some people might not say. Now, another thing I want to talk about, right? My guy, John Gambadoro, Arizona Sports. Anthony, I see your super chat. I will get to that here pretty soon. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so very much. I'll get to that super chat right now, Anthony. I want to talk about this here real quick as well. My guy, John Gambadoro of Arizona Sports, the best to do it. I don't care what anybody says. There's no debate. I don't care. I want to focus on that second sentence. Now, you're never supposed to say never, but I don't see any team calling to make a blockbuster offer. Well, just like him, my guy John, and me, and everybody in the chat, and probably everybody in the football world, they probably didn't know that Kyler Murray was for, quote-unquote, sell or on the trade block. So although I got this response, yesterday, right? I got this response yesterday, and things change. Every day there's different nuances. There's different little, things that kind of come out here and there. Every day things change. Every day. Now that this move has happened, do you now start to see teams call and say, okay, well, what will it take? I see what you just did there, right? We can read between the lines. He's not fully healthy yet, right? I can read between the lines. What will it take to bring Kyler? So maybe that's what it take. So maybe there was not teams calling about Kyler Murray before because everything that we said is that he's our guy. He's our guy. We're riding and dying with Kyler. But now that we did something like this, maybe there is going to be calls coming through. I don't know. I'm just speaking in hypotheticals here, right? Hypotheticals. We'll see. We'll see how it all shakes out. Let me get to my guy Anthony's super chat here. Appreciate the $5 donation. He says this: thanks for your content, my go-to Cardinals content. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so very much. There's some really other good content creators out there, and I didn't mean to knock on them, and I apologize. Sometimes I get a little too worked up. There's a lot of great content creators out there that cover the Arizona Cardinals as well, but I don't think that there's people that push the grain like I do. There might be a few. I know there's a couple new that are up and coming, but it's not easy to do something that's outside the perception that you hate the quarterback, you don't want him to succeed, you're a hater, everything you say is not, because guess what? Who's going to be the right side of the coin? Your quarterback. The quarterback that's for your favorite team, not some random podcaster that constantly always criticizes him, right? So I get it on the other side of the coin. I really do. But I appreciate it, man. Thank you so very much, Anthony. I want to take it back what I said. There's good content creators out there. There's good content for the Arizona Cardinals out there. It's just, I'm kind of, feeling, I'm not saying it's like justified, but I guess a little justified of the situation that we're currently in right now, because like I said, I'm proud of what Jonathan Gannon is doing. I really am. Although some people might not agree with it, it's their decision at the end of the day. It's their decision at the end of the day. Let's go with Naheem. He says, remember the Cardinals beat the Dallas Cowboys 7 times. Yeah, I mean, that was with, Kyler Murray. I believe he's 2-0 against them. I have faith, man. I have faith. Like I said, when I said I had fun watching this Arizona Cardinals offense these last 2 weeks, and I'm not talking about the bye week, but the weeks before, I had fun, and people were like, "Oh, you had fun with the Cardinals losing? Oh, that's dumb." No, I'm not saying that. And I guess when I said I had fun watching this Arizona Cardinals, it kind of seems like that. But no, let me be, clear. Watching Jacoby Brissett run this offense is the most fun I've seen it. Now, yes, it didn't result to a win, but seeing the 3rd and 17, seeing the 3rd and 15, seeing not 75, 80% of checkdowns is something to be said about a quarterback that knows how to run a system and is giving the option and the opportunity to your Zay Jones, Michael Wilson, and Greg Dortch. Because let's be real, those 3 guys were all listed as bums from guys that wanted to paint a picture that they were not good wide receivers and they shouldn't be on any other roster because they're quote-unquote bums. But if you give the opportunity to Zay Jones, within 2 games, he'll get you 160 yards if open. Michael Wilson, crazy contested catches, crazy things. Greg Dortch, not a lot of yardage, but a touchdown. A couple pivotal things here and there. So it's just one of those things, man. You got to give everybody the opportunity. Throw the ball around and stop checking the ball down, please. Michael Evans in the chat says, Arizona media going crazy Monday morning. Yeah, well, if people would just actually sit and listen and hear what I'm saying, a lot of stuff that I say is not right. And now I will say that, but sometimes I say some things that are not outlandish. I know sometimes you see me with the aluminum tinfoil hat out there with conspiracies, but man, the way that this is all being painted and pictured out, this is the realistic nature, ladies and gentlemen. This is the realistic nature of where we've been in here. This is the realistic nature of where we've been. The Arizona Cardinals, I truly believe, are now starting to plant the seed to move off of Kyler. They're starting to try to probably most likely plant a seed to potentially move off of Kyler. Now, if you think that Kyler isn't fully healthy, cool. That's okay too. That's okay too. If you don't think Kyler Murray's not fully healthy and he needs another week or 2, that's cool too. I respect it. But I don't know. Something telling me right now is that, especially if Jacoby wins versus Dallas, oof. Imagine all the narratives that we're going to be hearing. This is going to be interesting. A very interesting week or 2 to unfold. And not just that. If Jacoby wins and then we got the trade deadline on Tuesday, although we already heard from my guy John Gambadoro that no team has called for him, well, you make a move like this, there's probably going to be a call or 2, right? Hell, I'll prank call them. I'll call them and see what will it take. I'll prank call them and see something like that. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a call or 2. Let's keep it in the chat here. We go, Lucid. What's up, Lucid? Why wouldn't they play him through it if they're going to trade him? He does good in Dallas, so it wouldn't improve his trade value. You're saying, why wouldn't they trade Kyler Murray? I'm sorry. Why wouldn't they play Kyler Murray because he always does good in Dallas? Well, 2 things. For 2 things. A, if he's actually hurt and he's not ready to go, right? Like some people are out there saying that he's not ready, right? If he's not ready, I don't think anybody wants to see a 75% Kyler. I don't think anybody wants to see an 80% Kyler. You need to be 100%. It's just the way it is. You need to be 100% in order for you to be at your highest peak, right? And then on top of that, you don't want to re-aggravate it. You don't want to, especially because the type of quarterback that he is, he's got a foot injury. If he uses his feet to run as fast as he does, right? What is it, 80 yards to go 20, right? 80 yards because he kind of does a lot of laterals and a lot of spinny circles, right? You also don't want to re-aggravate it. So if you re-aggravate it, that does also lose trade value as well. But right now, how the Cardinals are playing it is they are saying that the Arizona Cardinals, as of right now, per Monday Night Football, it's going to be Jacoby Brissett. But the weird underlining thing is that he could potentially have a role, a backup role. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. Like, because he's not being rolled out, or at least as of right now, he's not being rolled out. Maybe Sunday he will be. Maybe Monday he will be. But as of right now, hearing Jonathan Gannon saying that there could be a potential role for him as a backup, ooh-wee. Check on your Kyler Murray stand friends, man. Check on your Kyler Murray stand friends because it's tough out there for them right now. They were really hoping for their, what do they call it, Glorious King to come out to Dallas and light them up. They were really hoping for that. They were really, really hoping for that. But as of right now, let's see. Let's see how it all unfolds, ladies and gentlemen. We got Julio in the chat saying goodbye, Murray. Cardinal Opinion says, what did I miss? Oh, man, you missed a lot, my guy. You missed a lot. Let me get to my guy, Rob O. What's up, Rob? Ooh, sorry about that. Appreciate the super chat. We got a $5 donation coming our way. What's up, man? Oh, and just FYI, ladies and gentlemen, we will be doing a live play-by-play Monday Night Football. If you guys are interested and you guys don't have a place to go and you want to hang out at your home, check it out, man. We're going to be live on during the game on Monday Night Football. All things Cardinals versus Dallas Cowboys. No, we won't be playing the game, but we will be doing live play-by-play. So there's that. We got Rob O in the chat with the $5 donation. He says, trade Kyler to Cleveland. Get Shador and some picks. Acclimate him to the system behind Brissett. Perhaps he starts at some point, and we could... I don't hate this idea. I really don't. I actually don't hate this idea. I don't hate this idea one bit. Honestly, there was a little bit inside me that was hoping that the Cardinals drafted Shador Sanders. I'm going to be real with you. There was a little bit inside me, and that's why I don't know if you can actually look at my my videos before the draft even happened. When did I actually drop it? Let me see here. There was a video out there, and I think I had Shador Sanders on the thumbnail, if I'm not mistaken. Or it probably was a conversation. Actually, I think it might have been a conversation with my guy, Ben Garcia. Let's see, what was it? I could have sworn I talked about him. It might have been a live stream. Now I'm starting to kind of go back on my content here, see if I actually did it or if I'm just blowing smoke and tripping. I got to relook, but I do know that I made a live stream, and I think it might have been a conversation about should we go to draft in the first round. I know I was never a fan in the first round, especially any of these quarterbacks, especially even Jackson Dart. I wasn't a fan of getting him in the first round, but the truth of the nature here is, ladies and gentlemen, the Cardinals probably should have drafted him, and I'm talking about probably Shador. They probably should have. Agree or not, whatever, it is what it is, but I don't hate this idea, Rob. I really don't. I don't hate this idea one bit. I think we're now starting to see a portion of Cardinal fans actually excited about Monday Night Football again. There's a portion of Cardinal fans that are actually excited about Monday Night Football again. Crazy, huh? Crazy. I ended up asking a poll question. I'm not sure if you guys even saw it, but I ended up asking you guys a poll question on my community tab on YouTube. I ended up asking you guys, do you guys still believe in Kyler Murray? Or do you still believe in Kyler? Your options was yes and no. 1,400 votes. Guess what? 60% of that 1,400 votes, which equates to probably 800 people, saying that they don't believe in Kyler anymore. They don't believe. 40% still they do. And that's fine. And I get it. That's a fraction of the fan base of what we have here. I get it. But that's pretty darn telling. That's pretty darn telling. Julio in the chat with the $5 donation. What's up, man? Appreciate the super chat. Thanks for the love, guys. Appreciate you for being here. Saying that he can have a role if anything happens to our QB1 Brissett. Yikes. Yikes. Well, let's make one thing clear. Jacoby Brissett is QB1 on Monday Night Football. On Monday Night Football. If he wins, we're going to have some very uncomfortable conversations on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. Or not, or Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right? If he wins, it's going to be a lot of uncomfortable conversations. This feels very similar to the whole Kurt Warner and Matt Leinart situation. I'm not sure if you guys were Cardinal fans back then, but that's kind of where my fandom started, like 2006, 2007, Arizona Cardinals, because I think I was like a junior in high school, a sophomore in high school, and I was the only one watching Cardinal football in my house whenever I had the TV to myself. I was able to watch Cardinal football, but it was this whole debate between Leinart and Warner. Warner was the right answer the whole time. Warner struggled a couple different times, but rightfully so. But if Brissett wins, man, yikes. Yikes. That's not good. Sheesh. Well, he is QB1 right now in week 9. He is QB. I think he's getting benched. There's some people out there that don't feel like he's being benched, but that's opinions are opinions. You're not gonna sit here and tell me. You're not gonna sit here and tell me that that Kyler Murray can have a some sort of role and don't equate that to he's benched. I mean, like, what are you gonna do? Make him a running back? What are you gonna do? Have a quarterback sneak? Like, let's be real. Like, come on now. Like, you saw 2 weeks of Jacoby. You said, I want more of that. Let's keep it going, right? Let's keep it going. Now, positive side of it all, Walter Nolan might play. So another thing that we keep our eyes on, ladies and gentlemen, Walter Nolan might be wreaking offensive lineman for the Dallas Cowboys offensive line. That seems cool, right? Walter Nolan's trending in the right direction, but they will decide in the next 48 hours, and that same goes for Garrett Williams as well. Will Johnson did end up in the injury report. But he seems to be trending in the right direction. Y'all want to see a good video? You want to see a video? Check this out, ladies. Look at this. Who's that? That's Jacoby. Oh, look at that ball. Michael Wilson catching a ball. Yeah, man, I'm still recovering off of a sickness. I apologize, man. Yeah, it's brutal, man. I got all this freaking phlegm going on right now. I know it's not pleasant. I apologize. Well, check that out. Look at that. Jacoby Brissett. Sheesh. Love to see it, man. Love to see it. If Jacoby beats Dallas, he gets a chance to play in Seattle. I don't know. One day at a time. Mike, we will turn our season around. I'm not going to go that far, man. I'm not going to go that far. I'm really not. I'm not going to go that far. So Kyler Murray is still getting work. So I think Kyler Murray will be... I think he's going to be active, if I'm going to be real with you. I tend to believe what Jonathan Gannon said there, where he might have some sort of role. I think it's going to be Jacoby Brissett, QB1, and your QB2 is probably going to be Kyler. Now, blame that on injury, whatever you want. That's fine. It is what it is. But the truth of the nature is we're here. Jacoby needs to start up this, yeah, I agree. Needs to carve up the Dallas defense. I agree. QB1. Yeah, I had to, man. Sorry. I had to. You know me, man. I'm just joshing, man. I'm just joshing, bro. I'm just joshing. Leinart was very bad. No, he was. Yeah, he wasn't that great. He's being traded. Well, I mean, as of yesterday, per John Gambadoro, whether you listen to his reporting or you don't, he says that there has been nobody making calls as of yet. But you make a move like this, there might be a call today. There might be a call tomorrow. There might be a call on Monday. You never know. There might be a desperate team out there. There might be. No more dink and dunk. K1 in the Wildcat? Hey, I don't hate that. Is that even called Wildcat these days? Like, if you actually have a quarterback back there, is that even called a Wildcat? Maybe we get a design run from Kyler Murray, and that's what he's going to be used for. Hey, I don't mind that one bit. Stay healthy, young man. Bam Knight officially RB1. It's trending in that direction. Yep, it's trending in that direction. Hawks are going to make it 10 in a row. Stop it. We have new life. Shame the bell.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Kendra, I had to do it to you, Kendrick. Appreciate you for being in the chat, fellow Seahawk and watcher of the NFC West Roundtable. Appreciate you for being here. We got new life, man. Don't count us out yet. We ain't dead yet. We ain't dead yet. El Tali says, Jacoby QB1, let's focus on fixing the O-line. That's fair. That's fair. K1 Wildcat, 15, 20 yards, lost every time. Stop it. Stop it. All right, bro. Hey, you know, at the end of the day, we're chopping it up right now. We're just having a good time. We're just having a good time. All right, let's read a couple more comments here, and then I think Jonathan Gannon his presser actually hit YouTube, so we should probably do that. We should probably listen into what Jonathan Gannon ended up having to say and not go based off a report. So let's do that. Once we'll read a couple comments, and then we're gonna go listen into Jonathan Gannon's presser, and we're gonna listen to exactly what he had to say. Keenum in the chat says, go watch K1 win a Super Bowl with San Fran. Ain't no way we're trading him to San Fran. He probably won a Super Bowl with the Vikings. So that might be where we trade him. We're not trading him to San Fran. That's not going to happen. The Cardinals would be idiotic if they did that. Hopefully they move him to the AFC or the AFC if they did that. Drew Petzing can't scheme a QB design run, so now he's going to throw Kyler into the Wildcat. It might actually happen. Dude, you never know, brother. You never know. Drew needs to go. He might. I mean, if the season doesn't turn around, he might still go. So, like, don't take this like, oh, man, the Cardinals are picking Drew Petzing over Kyler, which depends on how the season ends, like I said. But if the Cardinals win 7-8 games, imagine they use Kyler as a scapegoat. Imagine. These are all possibilities that could happen, ladies and gentlemen. These are all possibilities that could happen. I don't think right now they're picking Drew over Kyler, but they're picking Jacoby over Kyler because Kyler isn't quote-unquote healthy. So there's that. Yes, sir, man says starting Brissett in fantasy. Hopefully Murray doesn't cut into his points. Ooh, that's a good call out. That's a good call out. All right, let's get to the point, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and do a real quick chime into our guy. Now our guy, right? Sheesh, Mike. God, how things have changed. Now our guy. Yeesh, I was roasting this man earlier. God, how much of a flip-flopper I am. All right, let's go ahead and dive right into what Jonathan Gannon ended up having to say.
You know, looking at the week of work today, Kyler is not going to be ready to start the game, so Jacoby will start.
Right off the rip.
Obviously, you feel good about Jacoby. I do want to give it the next couple days to see if Kyler could possibly have a role on game day.
I want to give it the next couple days to see if Kyler Murray can possibly have a role.
So that's with that. Garrett and Walt are progressing well. Got to see him practice today, and we'll make that decision in the next 48 hours. BJ had a really good day. It was good to see him out there. He looked really good to me, honestly, but
it looked good to me too.
He will not be up and playing. Other than that, I think everybody's out there. We had a really good day yesterday. It was spirited. It was fast and aggressive. So that was good to see. Coming out of a bye, you know, when you're going, and I know we had the bonus day, but you're always looking.
We're not going to listen to the whole thing. He just kind of rambles on a lot. He's my guy for the first minute of an interview, and then he kind of loses me for like the next like 10 minutes, just FYI. There is a super chat that came in. I'm going to read that super chat. I promise you I will get to that super chat. But right off the rip, Jonathan Gannon, right off the rip.
You know, looking at the week of work today, Kyler is not going to be ready to start the game, so Jacoby will start. Obviously, you feel good about Jacoby. I do want to give it the next couple days to see if Kyler could possibly have a role on game day. So
it's not even are you QB1? It's are you QB2 or are you going to be out? That's where it comes down to. Kyler, the next couple of days we're going to figure out if you're going to be active or if you're going to be ruled out. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy to me. Kyler Murray, the Wildcat. Here we come.
So that's with that.
So, Bijo Ojulari, I never thought he was going to be playing. I don't think he's going to be playing, at least per him. It doesn't seem like he's going to be playing. Maybe in the next couple weeks. Maybe I don't think Seattle might be a little too early. Maybe the next week after Seattle. I would be shocked if he goes in Seattle. But Walter Nolan seems like he's turning in the right direction. Will Johnson was on the injury report, but I think he's good. He's back in practice. And I think Garrett Williams is trending in the right direction to come back as well. So we'll see, man. Our defense is getting better. Our 16th overall pick hopefully is going to show us something going on. But, man, here we go. Here we go. We got another super chat coming our way. Robert with another $5 donation saying this. I went and bought the new rivalry jersey for Kyler and Trey, plus a Pat Tillman jersey. Yikes. Ooh, yeah, that's crazy. I'm sorry. I don't know if that Kyler Murray jersey is gonna. There's a big reason. There's a big reason why I didn't go after Kyler Murray's jersey. Actually, I haven't bought a jersey in a long time. I was supposed to get a Trey McBride, but I ended up putting my funds here and getting this beautiful helmet. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. I was hoping that Kyler Murray was going to prove us wrong. I was. I was hoping that Kyler Murray was going to prove us, prove me wrong. Right? Hater Mike, right? I was hoping, but it's just, here we are. Here we are. Appreciate the super chat, Robert. Thank you so very much. Kyler Murray to the Diamondbacks. Shoot, what can we get? Like money compensation back? What do we even get from that? Is there any actual specifics about Kyler? It's just foot. That's all it is. It's foot injury. That's all they tell us. Ian Rappaport came out the first week that we heard that Kyler Murray got hurt. That it was like similar to like a Liz Frank injury, which could take somewhere about like 2 to 4 weeks. And now we're hearing 4 to 6 weeks. It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy right now. I don't know. There's a lot of up in the air right now. A lot of up in the air. Naheem says, I have a question. What does Kyler Murray could have a role mean? Backup. That's it. Simple as that. Backup role. Wildcat. Wildcat Kyler. That's what it means. Let me go with Moon. What's up, Moon? Kyler, the last mistake in the room from the old regime. Now starting to pluck them all off, man. They're all starting to pluck them all off. I'm just curious to figure out if Bidwell is going to keep these guys. JG, Drew, Rallis. I'm curious, man. I'm very, very curious to figure out if Bidwell is going to keep these guys. I think it really depends on what happens with the remaining of the year. Back to the, oh God. Means he could fetch the water. Yikes. I mean, who knows? Who knows? I mean, what we know is that Jonathan Gannon is not very specific, right? What we know is that Jonathan Gannon is not very specific. So if it does come down to a situation like that, then that is a pretty big deal, right? It's a big deal. Absolutely. But here again, third straight week. Jacoby's getting the start. Keenum says Bidwell needs to go. 100% agree. Let's start collecting money. We can all become billionaires, or one of us could become a billionaire in no time if we all start collecting money now. It's time. Chill. What's up, buddy? Bidwell chose the coaching staff over Kyler. It's clear. You think? Maybe. I didn't want to come out and say that because but yeah, you might be right. And again, apology. I'm dealing with the sickness still that's not going away. It's all this freaking, it's just constant yuckiness right now, right here. Ugh. So I apologize if I'm sounding all stuffed up. But yeah, maybe. You might be on to something there. Chill. Let me pull a Jonathan Gannon. Yes. That's it. That's all I got for you. Yes. Robert says, I'm still going to watch it wherever it goes. Fair. If I can remember correctly, Robert, aren't you from Texas? right? If I can remember correctly, aren't you from Texas? And if that's the case, makes sense. Makes sense. We got my guy. Still think it's the play calling. Okay, cool. I mean, play calling is a little involved. So I'm not going to come out here and say that you're wrong. There is a little bit of issue with play calling too. Yep. Or there is issue with, not a little bit. There is issues with play calling as well. Yep, so you ain't wrong. Yes, sir says broken ligament in the middle of a foot. Not good for his style of play. Agree. Oh, start to get him up, ladies and gentlemen. All you Kyler Murray burners out there. Now starting to change those names. Ty Simpson burner coming up. It happens. You know, sometimes people just need a little clarification. Let's see here. Read a couple more comments, and then we'll be closing up shop here. Let me see if there's anything else right now going on in the world of the Cardinals. Don't see anything else right now. Okay. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's go give a quick shout out here to the sponsors of the AZ Sports Fan here on YouTube. The guys that are keeping the lights on. It's going to be none other than Sleeper. The NFL season is here, which means you now have a chance to 100 times your cash on daily fantasy football. Pick on stats for stars like touchdowns, passing yards, receiving yards, and fantasy points, and more for up to 100 times a payout on Sleeper. Get your picks right, and you can win big. Use promo code AZSF, and you can get up to a $100 deposit match on your first initial deposit. Terms and conditions apply. Everything will be in the description below of the video. I do got my fantasy football league on Sleeper as well, so it's really cool to kind of see all the things you can do, all the higher and lower games you can play on there. It's really, really fun. Go and make sure you check out Sleeper, proud sponsors of the AZ Sports Fan throughout the entirety of the 2025 season. Appreciate y'all. All right, let's read a couple more comments, and let's give those Kyler Murray stands a rest, man, because they're gonna have it tough. They're gonna have it tough the next few days. They're gonna have it tough. Brandon, what's up, man? I agree, 100%. I want to see what Walter can do. Kyler is done as an Arizona Cardinal. I feel the same way. Some people don't, and that's fine. Anyone else starting? Yeah, mock drafts. I've been starting mock drafts already on my own personal time. What I might be doing is what I might be doing is channel exclusives. Mock draft. Way too early mock drafts if the Cardinals lose this game. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Kojat says Kyler reminds me of Jameis Winston. Fun to watch, just not when he's on your team. That's fun. I live in Texas, but born in Phoenix. Gotcha. I remember. Okay, perfect. Thought I remember that correctly. All right. It's that time, ladies and gentlemen. It's that time. Let's close up shop right here. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. You guys are all amazing. And I apologize for the yuckiness and all the... I'm still trying to get over this darn sickness and over this under the weather situation that I'm dealing with. So, appreciate you. Everybody, if you could do me a huge favor, smack up the like button on your way out. We're closing up shop right here. That was really loud. Sorry about that. Closing up shop right here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. You guys are all amazing. Hopefully, everybody has a great Saturday. Hopefully, you guys had a good Halloween yesterday. Smack the like button on your way out. Subscribe. On the road to 19K. All right, y'all. See you guys on Monday. If anything happens Sunday, you know where to find me. All right, y'all. Have a great day, and as always, go Cardinals.